Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, aka the Football History Dude, and I'm here to help you finish your Christmas shopping list and let everyone else over there stiff-arm their competition while trying to fight off that tryptophan on Turkey Night. Now, what we did was we partnered with Rochester Sports Autographs, the largest JSA authenticated autograph distributor in the United States, where you can get up to 75% off over 30,000 autographed sports collectibles during this holiday season. They have something for everyone. But how is RSA able to offer such great deals on JSA authentication, you ask? Well, they do this by making deals directly with athletes so there are no extra markups, and they choose to then pass that savings on to you, the customer. Now, all orders from Rochester Sports Autographs are top quality and shipped to your door with top authentication and a money-back guarantee. But hurry up because customers are so stark raving mad for RSA that memorabilia sells out daily. All you have to do is head over to shoprsa.com/SHN. Again, that's shoprsa.com/SHN. So don't wait to bring home your favorites and own a piece of sports history for you and the loved ones on your shopping list this holiday season.
This is the Pigskin Daily History Dispatch, a podcast that covers the anniversaries of American football events throughout history on a day-to-day basis. Your host, Darren Hayes, is podcasting from America's North Shore to bring you the memories of the gridiron, one day at a time. So as we come out of the tunnel of the Sports History Network, let's take the field and go no huddle through the portal of positive gridiron history with PigskinDispatch.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
Hello, my football friends. This is Darren Hayes of PigskinDispatch.com. Welcome once again to the Pig Pen, your portal to positive football history. And welcome to a great Thanksgiving Day. Hope you're going to have a great day with family and friends. Sit down, have a great meal together. Be thankful for everything that you've been given from your great creator. And enjoy some great sports on TV, especially the football games. We have some great NFL on this day, some great college games coming up this weekend. And you have some great sports history that you can enjoy from Sports History Network. And our football history, you can definitely find that here on PigskinDispatch.com and the Pigskin Dispatch podcast. So we're going to give you a little bit Thanksgiving tribute, that some games that we're really thankful for, some of the top 10 greatest games in Thanksgiving history. Number 10 is where we'll start off. And the very first televised Iron Bowl was November 26, 1964. And this was the advent of the first televised Iron Bowl per SI.com. It has a great show to show us where Joe Namath and a 100-yard kickoff return by Ray Ogden pushed the Crimson Tide of Alabama to a 21-14 Thanksgiving Day victory over rival Auburn in that game. Number 9 on our list is the butt fumble. Yeah, Turkey Day 2012. This was the gift that just keeps on giving. That famous incident that happened to Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez at the time, who was played on blooper reels all over and still played many times. And Sanchez sort of crouched confidently under center at the 31-yard line. His team was down 14-0 with 9 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. Everything changed in an instant. Sanchez took the snap, turned left, and fullback's Lex Hilliard, who was supposed to get the handoff, goes by him on his right, and Sanchez's momentum carries him 5 yards into the backfield, where he pivots and blindly spinning in chaos. The line of scrimmage charges towards the line, where he runs into his own lineman hard and knocking Sanchez off his feet and dislodging the ball from his grasp. It was the rear end of a lineman, and the Patriots recovered and went on to win the game 49-17 in a blowout. How about the number 8 as the bounty game? Now, this is the game back in 1989, Philly at Dallas, and the story starts earlier when Eagles coach Buddy Ryan cut his punter Luis Zendejas, and let's just say some unkind words were exchanged during the exit interview. Zendejas was later signed by the Cowboys, who would meet his old team on Thanksgiving Day. Reports that follow said that Ryan and other coaches were meeting up with backup linebackers Jesse Small during the week leading up to the game, and looked as if they were trying to put a bounty on taking out maybe quarterback Troy Aikman. Let's just say after the game, first-year Cowboys head coach Jimmy Johnson wasn't extending any pleasantries to Ryan after that game. Number 7 was Benton's 303-yard game, November 22nd, 1945 at Briggs Stadium in Detroit, Michigan. The fans of the Cleveland Rams had plenty to be thankful for on this day. Jim Benton, their dependable Cleveland Rams end, gained an NFL record 303 yards against the Detroit Lions during the Thanksgiving Day. The mark of 303 yards remained the NFL record for 40 years and was only tested once in 1950 by Cloyce Box of the Lions in that 1950 game, who gained 302 yards, just one shy. But it wasn't until the 1985 season when the record was shattered by Stephon Page of the Kansas City Chiefs with 309 yards in 1989, when Flipper Anderson of the Los Angeles version of the Rams chalked up a remarkable 336 yards. Pretty important mark that was held on that day. Now, number 6 on our list is the overtime coin toss call game. 1998, the Steelers were playing the Lions on the traditional Turkey Day game, in the infamous game that went to overtime, and Jerome Bettis went out for overtime, and being the visitor got to call the toss. It was all caught on national audience when referee Phil Luckett flipped the coin, and Bettis was heard saying tails while the coin flipped through the air. But as Luckett reached to retrieve the coin, he announced that Bettis had called heads and that the Lions had won the toss. There was an argument from the Steelers sideline, but to no avail. Less than 3 minutes into the overtime session, Jason Hansen booted a 42-yard field goal. The final score, Detroit Lions 19, Steelers 16. Number 5, the Leon Lett Snow Angel. Turkey Day 1993, Miami Dolphins 16, Dallas Cowboys 14. Leon Lett, we have all had times where we've had to regret the spur-of-the-moment decisions, and it really felt like a good idea at the time when he took into the doo-doo real quick. That's what happened to Dallas Cowboy Leon Lett on a snowy Thanksgiving Day in Dallas. The field looking like a winter wonderland, and Miami Dolphins kicker Pete Stoyanovich had a chance to win the game with a 41-yard field goal in the final seconds. The attempt was blocked by Dallas, and the ball skipped down the field near the goal line. Dick Enberg called the game for NBC, and as the ball stayed untouched, play would have been whistled dead and the Cowboys would have won the game. Instead, Leon Lett charged in, touched the ball, and it was recovered by Miami at the 1. Stoyanovich was able to tee it up again and booted a 19-yard field goal this time with 3 seconds left to give the Dolphins that 2-point win. Number 4 on our list is Williams to the house in overtime. Turkey Day 1980, Pontiac Silverdome. The Bears were down 17-3 in the fourth quarter before scoring 2 touchdowns, including a game-tying scramble as time expired. ChicagoBears.com gave us a scoop by informing us that Bears quarterback Vince Evans scrambled for a 4-yard touchdown to tie the game as time expired in the fourth quarter. Chicago won the game in overtime when they won the toss, as returner Dave Williams took the overtime kickoff 95 yards to the house for the game-winning score. Chicago 23, Detroit Lions 17. Number 3 on our list was the Clint Longley game. Turkey Day 1974 was starting quarterback Roger Staubach sideline. His backup Clint Longley played under center for the Cowboys on their Thanksgiving Day game against the Washington Redskins, their arch rival. Now, it was a close game throughout, but with a half a minute remaining in the game, Longley heaved a 50-yard bomb that landed in the hands of receiver Drew Pearson, just like Roger the Dodger would have tied it up for the tying points. And rookie Efren Herrera knocked through the extra point. Dallas escaped with a 24-23 victory. Number 2 on our list is Ernie Nevers scores 40. Turkey Day 1929, Ernie Nevers, the fullback for the Chicago Cardinals, scored 6 touchdowns and kicked 4 extra points for 40 total points versus the Chicago Bears, November 28, 1929, Thanksgiving Day. And number 1 on our list is the very first Thanksgiving football game. That first Thanksgiving game gave a bunch of guys a day off, and guess what happens? October 3rd, 1863, a tribute to Union Army's victory at Gettysburg. President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed the nation would set aside and be given a national holiday on November 26, 1863. Well, the very first Thanksgiving football contest occurred just 6 years later at the inception of the holiday, November 17, 1869. Philadelphia's Evening Telegraph newspaper posted this message: football, a football match between 22 players of the Young America Cricket Club and Germantown Cricket Club will take place Thanksgiving Day at 12:30 on the grounds of the Germantown Club. And there you go. These are truly the games we can be thankful for. Hope you enjoyed this little bit of history and a little bit of Thanksgiving history as well. Till tomorrow, everybody, have a great Gridiron Day. That's all the football history we have today, folks. Join us back tomorrow for more of your football history. We invite you to check out our website, pigskindispatch.com, not only to see the daily football history, but to experience positive football with our many articles on the good people of the game, as well as our own football comic strip, Cleat Marks Comics. Pigskindispatch.com is also on social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all of your positive football news and history. Special thanks to the talents of Mike and Gene Monroe, as well as Jason Neff for letting us use their music during our broadcast.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com. Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, a.k.a. the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history, but as far as I'm concerned, we're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website. Seriously, all you gotta do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You can be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you gotta do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. That message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I'm through if you're through.